March 2026 is personal. This isn't just another month of transits. It's a recalibration of identity, relationships, and self-worth. From a karmic lunar eclipse in Virgo, closing out a 6-month cycle, to a Pisces new moon initiating a spiritual reset, this month asks you to realign from the inside out. Where are you overgiving? Where are you undervaluing yourself? And where are you ready to choose differently? In this video, we'll explore what the month of March is asking you to release, realign, redefine, and reclaim your identity with courage. So grab your birth chart, find your rising sign, and let's dive into what the month of March is here to dissolve, activate, and rebuild in your life.
Aries rising. So this month, your power lies in owning your becoming before anyone else understands it. This month feels like the quiet before your personal rebirth. With heavy activation in your 12th house of closure, subconscious processing, and spiritual release, March is less about pushing forward and more about completing something karmic. You are shedding an old version of yourself behind the scenes before Aries season publicly reintroduces you. The question this month is, who are you when you're not fighting for your place? By the time Aries season begins, you won't just feel renewed, you'll feel redefined. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So your ruling planet moves into your 12th house, shifting your energy inward. Instead of outward action, you may feel pulled into solitude, spiritual work, or quiet processing. This can bring emotional fatigue, vivid dreams, old anger surfacing, or a need for privacy. With this energy, you're not losing momentum, you're gathering it. Mars in your 12th house is teaching strategic retreat. So, this is your time to rest because you're about to relaunch. Now, on March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is activating your 6th house. So, this is a karmic ending around work, health, or daily habits. Something in your routine is no longer sustainable. So, you may feel a realization about burnout, boundaries, or the way you've been overgiving your time. This eclipse is asking, are your daily habits aligned with the person you're becoming? So, this can manifest as a shift in job responsibilities, a health wake up call, letting go of perfectionism, or ending a draining obligation. You are not meant to live in constant output. This is your system reset. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your first house. So, this is powerful. Venus in your first house makes you magnetic, but conjunct Saturn and Neptune, it's deeper than charm. You are redefining how you show up in love, identity, and self-worth. So, this may feel like getting serious about your self image, seeing through romantic illusions, choosing standards over fantasy, or softening your edges without losing strength. You're being asked to embody grounded softness, not armor, not fantasy, real, true presence. On March 11th, Jupiter, currently in Cancer, goes direct in your 4th house. So, forward movement returns to your home, family, and emotional foundation. If things have felt stalled around your living situation, family healing, or inner security, clarity begins now. So you may feel inspired to move or redecorate. You may feel more emotionally optimistic, ready to heal something ancestral, or a desire to build a stronger personal foundation. Growth starts at home, and safety fuels your ambition. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is going to be a deeply spiritual reset. This new moon is asking you to set intentions around releasing subconscious fear, ending any self sabotage cycles, healing old grief, and reconnecting with your intuition. With this energy, you don't need a public launch right now. You need internal alignment. So plant your seeds privately and protect them. On March 20th, we have Mercury going direct in Pisces, plus Aries season begins. So this is going to be between your 12th and 1st houses. So the fog clears and the energy shifts. Mercury direct is helping you to make sense of what's been processing behind the scenes. Then Aries season begins and suddenly you're back online. So you may feel clearer in your identity, ready to reintroduce yourself. You may feel more confident in your decisions, and you may feel that you are done hiding. This is your energetic turning point. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces will make a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to be across your 4th and 12th houses. This is emotional courage. So you are supported in healing something old and building something safe. This is beautiful energy for family conversations, spiritual growth, and releasing resentment. This transit allows for the past to loosen its grip when you choose compassion over control. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, this is a money and self worth glow up. Venus in your 2nd house attracts stability, beauty, and income opportunities. So, after a deeply internal month, this energy feels grounding. So, you may receive financial clarity, you may upgrade your self care, feel more secure in your value, or be able to negotiate better. You are no longer proving your worth, you are embodying it. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to create a closure ritual. Write down the identity you are releasing, burn it, bury it, delete it, make it symbolic. Next is to audit your routine. If your daily life doesn't support your nervous system, change it. Sleep, boundaries, and delegation matter more than productivity right now. Next is to set standards for yourself, not just others. With Venus conjunct Saturn, self respect becomes magnetic for you. Next is to invest in your home environment. Rearranging your space can unlock emotional momentum. And finally, protect your privacy. Not everything needs to be announced. Build quietly. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is I release who I had to be. I honor who I am becoming. My rest is sacred. My foundation is strong. And my next chapter begins with truth. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, hype this video, and subscribe to stay tapped in. And if you're ready to see yourself clearly for the first time, be sure to book a one-on-one with me. One session can shift how you see your entire life. Plus, I have over 10 different session types so you can customize to whatever you're working through. All of my links for my offerings are in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Taurus rising. So this month, your power lies in choosing the future that excites you over the comfort that contains you. This month is about recalibrating your happiness, your community, and the future you're building toward. With heavy activation in your 11th house of dreams, friendships, and long term vision, March asks a bold question. Are you living for yourself or performing for validation? There's tension between your authentic self expression and the group's roles or expectations you've attached yourself to. Some friendships may evolve, some creative desires may resurface, and something about your future vision may begin to shift. This isn't about burning bridges. It's about aligning your life with what actually feels alive. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So your energy is turning toward long term goals and community. Mars being in your 11th house can bring motivation to pursue a dream, tension in friendships, a desire to network or collaborate, as well as restlessness with outdated group dynamics. You may notice impatience with people who don't share your growth mindset. This is clarity, not cruelty. Channel this energy into intentional action toward your future. Now, on March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So, this is going to be happening in your 5th house. This eclipse is bringing a karmic turning point when it comes to creativity, self expression, or romance. This eclipse may close a chapter around a romantic dynamic, a creative project, attention seeking patterns, or overthinking your own happiness. The 5th house is your inner child. Something here is maturing. You're being asked, are you creating from love or from pressure? Be sure you are releasing perfectionism. Your happiness doesn't need to be optimized to be valid. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house. This is quiet but powerful. Venus activating your 12th house brings hidden feelings to the surface. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this is about dissolving illusions in love or self-worth. So you may realize that you've been romanticizing someone who's emotionally unavailable. You may confront subconscious patterns around self-sacrifice. You may feel drawn to solitude. And you may also experience deep emotional clarity. This is karmic release energy, not dramatic, but profound. You're learning that love should not require invisibility. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer, which is your third house. So communication begins to expand. Any stalled conversations can now move forward. Ideas are flowing again, and confidence in your voice increases. This is powerful for launching content, having heart to heart conversations, studying or teaching, as well as rewriting limiting beliefs. With Jupiter going direct, your words carry more emotional intelligence, so be sure to use them. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So a fresh chapter begins around friendship, your audience, and long term dreams. This is your chance to set new goals, create or join aligned communities, clarify what you want your future to look like, and plant seeds for a dream that feels spiritually aligned. You don't need a massive plan with this energy. You need a vision that feels real. This is about quality of connections, not quantity. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season begins. So this is going to stretch across your 11th and 12th houses. So the mental fog is going to begin to lift around your friendships and your subconscious patterns. So this can help you to gain clarity around who is aligned in your circle. Understand why certain connections have dissolved, and you may feel more decisive. Aries season activates your 12th house. So even as your social life recalibrates, you'll need quiet processing time. So balance external movement with internal reflection. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to be between your 11th and 3rd houses. This is inspired communication. So a collaboration, conversation, or opportunity could expand quickly. You are supported in speaking your goals out loud. This is excellent energy for pitching, sharing ideas, reconnecting with someone who's aligned, as well as expanding your network. When you speak with intention, doors open. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, glow up is activated. Venus entering your sign restores softness, magnetism, and confidence. After a month of emotional clearing, this feels grounding and embodied. So you may feel more attractive and centered, receive more attention or compliments, prioritize self care, or feel clearer about your standards. You are no longer dimming yourself to stay connected. Your authenticity is the upgrade. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to evaluate your friendships honestly. Who feels energizing? Who feels draining? Act accordingly. Next is to reclaim your joy without apologizing for it. If something lights you up, even if it's impractical, make space for it. Next is to journal about subconscious romantic patterns. Where have you accepted less to avoid loneliness? Next is to speak your goals out loud. The universe can't amplify what you refuse to claim. And finally, invest in yourself physically and energetically once Venus enters your sign. Your body is your anchor. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: I choose the future that reflects my truth. My joy is sacred. My connections are aligned. I no longer shrink to belong. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, if this lit you up, be sure to hit like, hype this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you never miss the next download. And if you're tired of guessing and ready for real clarity, be sure to book a one-on-one with me. One session will change how you see yourself forever. And I offer over 10 different session styles to match what you actually need. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Gemini rising. So, this month, your power lies in leading with integrity, even when it costs your comfort. This month is a turning point between your public life and your private foundation. With powerful activation in your 10th house of career and visibility, and a lunar eclipse in your 4th house of home and emotional roots, March is asking you to redefine what success actually means. You can't keep building outward if your inner world feels unstable. So, there may be tension between professional ambition, family dynamics, where you live, and who you're becoming publicly. This isn't just a career month, it's an alignment month. You're not meant to perform success, you're meant to build something sustainable. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So, career momentum intensifies. Mars in your 10th house brings ambition, drive, and visibility. But in Pisces, it's not just about hustle, it's about purpose. So you may feel more motivated professionally, frustrated with unclear direction, impatient with authority figures, or inspired to pursue something creative or meaningful. If something feels foggy, it's because you're being asked to act from intuition, not ego. Channel this energy into inspired leadership. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So this will be taking place in your 4th house. This brings a karmic ending around home, family, or emotional foundations. This eclipse may close a chapter involving a living situation, a family dynamic, an emotional pattern rooted in childhood, or the way you seek safety. You may realize that your drive to succeed has been compensating for something unresolved. This is a powerful emotional detox. Release the belief that achievement replaces intimacy. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction to both Saturn and Neptune in your 11th house. This is a serious recalibration around friendships and future plans. Venus conjunct Saturn and Neptune are asking you to examine: are your connections real or idealized? Are you aligned with your community or performing for it? And Are your long term dreams structured or fantasy based? You may distance yourself from a group, get serious about a long term goal, see through illusions in friendships, or commit to something that feels aligned. You're learning that popularity isn't the same as purpose. Choose depth over attention. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer in your second house. So, financial and self worth expansion resumes. If money or confidence has felt stalled, forward movement begins now. So, you may receive financial clarity, feel more confident in your value, renegotiate something in your favor, or see income growth potential. This is about trusting that your voice has value. Stop underpricing yourself, energetically and financially. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is a powerful career reset. This new moon is planting seeds for a new professional direction, rebranding, a leadership upgrade, as well as aligning your career with your soul. Set intentions around visibility that feels authentic, not performative. This isn't about climbing higher, it's about climbing true. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces, plus Aries season begins. So, this is going to be happening across your 10th and 11th houses. Clarity returns to your career path. Conversations move forward. Decisions solidify. You feel mentally sharper. Aries season activates your 11th house, bringing energy to your network and audience. So you may reconnect with collaborators, gain social momentum, or feel ready to share your goals publicly. You're not just building a career, you're building a legacy ecosystem. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, this is happening across your 10th and 2nd houses. This is a beautiful alignment between ambition and income. You are supported in launching something new, asking for a raise, stepping into leadership, or taking a calculated risk. When your purpose aligns with your value system, expansion feels natural. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, this is soft closure. Venus in your 12th house brings quiet healing around self worth and relationships. So, you may need more solitude. Reflect on past love patterns, release emotional baggage, or feel drawn to spiritual practices. This is integration time. Not everything needs to be public. Some growth is sacred and private. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to redefine success. Journal what achievement actually means to you without external pressure. Next is to heal your home space. So, clean, redecorate, or have difficult conversations. Your foundation matters. Next is to audit your friendships. Are they aligned with who you're becoming? And finally, get clear on pricing, boundaries, and self worth. Jupiter Direct wants you to be compensated fairly. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is I build from truth, not performance. My success is sustainable because it reflects who I truly am. I honor my foundation as I rise. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to hit that like button, send this to someone who needs it, hype this video, and subscribe for more star-powered clarity. And if you need to remember that you are the prize, be sure to grab my digital Venus activation journal. It's designed to rewire how you love yourself and what you expect in relationships. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Cancer rising. So, this month, your power lies in trusting your expansion, even when it stretches you. March is a month of mental expansion and public elevation. With strong activation in your ninth and 10th houses, you're being asked to think bigger, move differently, and redefine what your life could actually look like. This isn't subtle growth. This is identity expansion. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. And this means that your drive expands toward meaning. Mars in your ninth house fuels travel plans, publishing or teaching, spiritual studies, and big picture goal setting. But in Pisces, this isn't just ambition, it's intuition led expansion. So you may feel restless with small thinking. If something feels limiting, it's because your perspective is outgrowing it. Let your curiosity lead. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So this is going to be in your third house. This is a karmic ending around communication or mindset. So you may release a limiting belief, a draining sibling dynamic, a mental habit that's rooted in self-doubt, or an outdated narrative about yourself. The third house rules how you think daily. Something here is closing so you can speak from empowerment instead of conditioning. Your words are evolving. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your 10th house. This is major. Venus activating your 10th house brings attention to your career, reputation, and leadership. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this isn't surface level charm. It's a serious redefinition of your public image. So you may get clear about your long-term goals, end a professional illusion, commit to a brand new path, or realize you're ready for more responsibility. This is not about popularity. It's about legacy. What you build now has weight. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. So because this is in your first house, this is your green light. If confidence, direction, or personal growth has felt stalled, momentum returns. So you may feel more optimistic, experience physical vitality, reclaim your sense of self, or make a bold personal decision. This is expansion from within. You are becoming visibly larger, not ego-driven, but aligned. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So for you, this is a visionary reset. Set intentions around travel, education, spiritual practice, publishing or content, or even expanding your worldview. This is a beautiful time to plant seeds for something that stretches you beyond your comfort zone. You're not here to stay local in mindset or in your ambition. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces, plus Aries season begins. So, this is going to be happening across your ninth and 10th houses. So, this is bringing mental clarity around your direction. Conversations about career, travel, or contracts move forward. Aries season activates your 10th house, putting you back into visible leadership mode. So you may feel more professionally driven. Make a public move, launch something, or be recognized. You are stepping into authority, not forced, not performative, earned. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. This is across your first and ninth houses. So, this is where confidence and action align. This is powerful momentum. You are supported in taking a leap, starting something new, sharing your beliefs publicly, and expanding into a bigger identity. When you act from intuition, doors open naturally. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, this means that your social world stabilizes. Venus in your 11th house brings supportive friendships, collaborative opportunities, audience growth, and a sense of belonging. After a month of expansion and creativity, you can now attract people aligned with your next chapter. You don't need to chase community because now it's going to meet you. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with this energy this month is first to challenge your own thinking. If you catch yourself shrinking, ask, is this true or familiar? Next is to invest in your growth. A class, coach, trip, or spiritual deep dive could accelerate everything. Next is to get serious about your career path. With Venus conjunct Saturn, this is about long-term strategy, not temporary hype. Next is to say yes to visibility. Jupiter direct in your first house wants you to be seen. And finally, surround yourself with aligned peers once Venus moves into Taurus. Expansion is easier in supportive rooms. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is, I trust my expansion. My voice is evolving. My path is expanding. And I rise into visibility with grounded confidence. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, if this lit you up, be sure to hit like, hype this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for your next download. And if you've been carrying emotions you can't name, as above, so within is where you finally give them language. This digital prompt journal guides you through your chart so you can understand what's shifting and what you're meant to release. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Leo rising. So, this month, your power lies in reclaiming your worth without negotiating your depth. March is about intimacy, value, and unseen expansion. With heavy activation in your eighth house of shared resources, vulnerability, and psychological depth, paired with a lunar eclipse in your second house of self worth. This is a recalibration of how you give, receive, and merge. You're being asked to examine where you overextend, where you undercharge, where you emotionally fuse, and where you fear losing control. This month isn't flashy, it's transformational. You are redefining what you deserve and what you no longer tolerate. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces, which is your eighth house. So, energy intensifies beneath the surface. Mars in your eighth house brings focus to shared finances, intimate partnerships, power dynamics, and emotional entanglements. In Pisces, this energy can feel emotionally charged or spiritually catalytic. You may confront something you've been avoiding, either financially or relationally. This is about reclaiming power, not controlling outcomes. Lean into honesty. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So, this is a karmic closing around money or self worth. Something you've been clinging to for security may dissolve. This could manifest as ending a financial dependency, releasing scarcity thinking, letting go of a job that's tied to obligation, or realizing your value has been undervalued. This eclipse is asking, do you truly believe you deserve stability? Or are you still proving yourself? Your worth is not performance based. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your ninth house. So your belief system gets serious. Venus in your ninth house brings attraction to travel, study, publishing, or spiritual expansion. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this is about grounding your vision. So you may commit to long term education, reevaluate a long distance relationship, release a fantasy about the perfect future, or clarify your personal philosophy. You're building a belief system that can hold your next level. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. Jupiter direct in your 12th house brings spiritual insight, emotional healing, and subconscious growth. So you may experience intuitive breakthroughs, feel more connected to your inner guidance, release long held grief, or you may need more solitude. This is invisible expansion. Trust what's shifting beneath the surface. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is bringing a fresh start around intimacy and shared resources. So, set intentions around emotional vulnerability, debt repayment, financial merging, and trust. This is not about surface level connection, it's about depth without fear. You are ready for intimacy that feels empowering, not destabilizing. On March 20th, Mercury in Pisces goes direct, plus Aries season begins. So this is happening across your 8th and ninth houses. Clarity returns around any contracts, finances, or emotional conversations. Mercury direct helps to untangle any type of confusion around shared obligations. And Aries season activates your ninth house, bringing momentum to traveling, education, publishing, or big picture expansion. So you may plan a trip, make a bold decision, speak a belief out loud, or step into teacher energy. Your world is expanding because your inner foundation is strengthening. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, this is a powerful emotional healing energy. You are supported in releasing resentment, ending a karmic tie, and even forgiving yourself. Depth becomes liberation, not a burden. This energy is emotional courage. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So visibility becomes magnetic. Venus in your 10th house enhances career opportunities, your public charm, reputation upgrades, and leadership presence. So after a deeply internal month, this feels stabilizing and rewarding. You don't have to chase recognition. It finds you when you're aligned. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to review shared finances honestly. Transparency prevents resentment. Next is to raise your standards around intimacy. If it drains you, it's misaligned. Next is to invest in long term growth. So, a class, coach, or certification could shift your trajectory. Next is to prioritize journaling or shadow work. The 8th house demands depth. And finally, prepare for visibility by the end of the month. So, upgrade your brand, resume, or public presence. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is I honor my depth. My worth is inherent. I release control and trust aligned expansion to meet me. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to smash that like button, share this with your friends, hype this video, and subscribe for your weekly cosmic medicine. And if something in this video hit, that's your sign to book a one-on-one with me. One session can shift your entire relationship with yourself. And you can choose from over 10 personalized session types. All of my links to my offerings are in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Virgo rising. So this month, your power lies in choosing partnership without abandoning yourself. March is deeply relational and deeply personal. With Mars and a new moon activating your 7th house of partnerships and a powerful lunar eclipse in your 1st house of identity, this is a karmic recalibration of who you are within relationships. You are shedding an old version of yourself, the over accommodating one, the hyper responsible one, and the one who over adjusts to keep peace. This isn't about ending love, it's about redefining it. you are learning that partnership should amplify you, not erase you. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So relationship energy intensifies. Mars in your seventh house brings passion, conflict, direct conversations, and confrontations that were overdue. In Pisces, boundaries may feel blurred. You may notice where you've been unclear or where someone else has. This is about honest engagement. Avoid passive aggression. Choose clarity. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So, of course, this being your first house, this is a karmic identity release. This eclipse marks a personal shedding. So, you may let go of a self image, you may change your appearance, end a pattern of over functioning, or realize you've outgrown a role. The first house rules how you show up. So, something about your presence is evolving. You are not who you were 6 months ago, and that's a good thing. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your eighth house. So, this is serious intimacy work. Venus activating your eighth house asks you to examine power dynamics, shared money, trauma bonding, and emotional vulnerability. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune means that illusions dissolve. You see what's real and what was fantasy. So you may commit more deeply and something that's built on confusion. Clarify financial agreements or recognize a karmic tie. This is about emotional maturity. No more merging without boundaries. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. So, social and community growth resumes. If friendships or long term goals have felt stalled, momentum returns. So, you may feel more supported. You may expand your friend group or your network, reconnect with aligned peers, as well as clarify your future vision. Support is available if you accept it. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is another relational reset. This is a powerful time for you to set intentions around healthy partnerships, equal reciprocity, clear communication, and emotional safety. If you're single, this is about defining what aligned partnership looks like for you. If you're partnered, it's about refreshing the dynamic. Choose connection that honors your individuality. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces, plus Aries season begins. So, this is happening across your seventh and eighth houses. With this energy, conversations begin to move forward. Mercury direct clears any confusion around relationship matters or financial agreements. Aries season activates your eighth house, deepening emotional intensity. So you may have some serious talks, address shared responsibilities, feel drawn to psychological growth, or make joint decisions. This is vulnerability with structure, not chaos, conscious depth. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to be across your 7th and 11th houses. So this is bringing supportive relationship energy. You are backed by friends or community in resolving a partnership matter. So this is excellent for collaborative projects, honest heart-to-heart talks, healing any type of tension, as well as expanding a partnership vision. When you communicate openly, alignment flows. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus, your 9th house. So this means that perspective softens. Venus in your 9th house brings travel inspiration, romantic optimism, educational opportunities, and spiritual grounding. After a month of deep relational work, this feels expansive and stabilizing. Your world opens when your boundaries strengthen. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to redefine your identity outside of relationships. Who are you when you're not accommodating? Next is to set clear financial and emotional boundaries. The 8th house demands transparency. Next is to release perfectionism around your image. Growth now looks different on you. Next is to invest in friendships that feel reciprocal. Jupiter direct wants healthy support systems. And finally, be brave in vulnerability, but anchor in self-respect. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is, I choose partnerships that honor my wholeness. I release outdated versions of myself and step into a connection with clarity and strength. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to hit like, hype this video, send this to your besties, and subscribe so you never miss your cosmic upgrade. And you don't have to keep chasing connection to feel chosen. My Venus Activation Digital Journal walks you through healing the parts of you that forgot you were the prize. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Libra rising. So this month, your power lies in choosing discipline over distraction and devotion over avoidance. March is about recalibrating your health, your habits, and your relationships. With Mars and a new moon activating your 6th house of daily life and wellness, and a lunar eclipse in your 12th house of subconscious patterns, you are breaking cycles that have quietly drained you. This is not a casual month. This is ending self-sabotage, rebuilding your routine, and releasing what's been quietly eroding you. You are learning that balance doesn't mean compromise. It means integrity. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So this is bringing an energy shift into your daily life. Mars in the 6th can bring increased workload, a push to improve your health, irritation with inefficiency, and a desire to overhaul routines. In Pisces, this isn't about rigid discipline. It's about alignment. If your daily life doesn't support your nervous system, it will become obvious this month. You are being asked, does your lifestyle reflect your self respect. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is your 12th house. So, this is a karmic emotional release. The 12th house rules subconscious fears, hidden grief, and patterns you inherited but never questioned. This eclipse may surface old resentment, suppressed exhaustion, a realization about self sacrifice, and the need for solitude. Something behind the scenes is ending. You are releasing a pattern that has been quietly sabotaging your peace. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune. This is big. Venus activating your seventh house brings focus to partnerships, contracts, and love. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune, illusions dissolve and commitments solidify. So you may end something that's been unclear. Define your boundaries. Clarify long term expectations or get serious about a relationship. This is love with structure. No more fantasy without foundation. You're being asked to choose partnership that aligns with your future, not just your chemistry. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. With this being in your 10th house, your career expansion resumes. If your professional life has felt stalled, forward movement begins. So you may receive an opportunity, gain recognition, feel more confident publicly, or clarify long-term direction. This is growth that becomes visible. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces in your 6th house. So this is a fresh start in your daily habits. So set intentions around health routines, time management, work boundaries, and energy preservation. This is about designing a life that supports your peace, not drains it. Small daily changes will ripple into major transformation. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces, plus Aries season begins. So this is going to be happening across your 6th and 7th houses. Clarity returns around work and relationships. Conversations move forward. Aries season activates your 7th house, bringing relational intensity and directness. So you may have defining conversations, renegotiate agreements, or feel clearer about what you want. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. Since this is across your 6th and 10th houses, your work and career align beautifully. This is excellent energy for launching something, taking on a new responsibility, improving your workflow, or getting noticed for effort. When your daily habits support your goals, expansion feels natural. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, depth stabilizes. Venus in your 8th house enhances financial collaboration, trust building, emotional vulnerability, and intimacy. After so many serious conversations earlier this month, this energy brings grounding. You're learning that true connection feels safe, not chaotic. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to audit your daily schedule. Where are you overcommitting? Cut it. Next is to prioritize sleep and mental health. The 12th house eclipse demands restoration. Next is to define your relationship standards clearly. No more vague agreements. Next is to align your habits with your ambition. Jupiter direct wants results. And finally, create rituals of self discipline that feel nourishing, not punishing. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: I release patterns that drain me. I choose relationships rooted in truth. My discipline supports my peace, and my peace fuels my power. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, your 3-second ritual: like, share, hype, and subscribe to keep this energy coming your way. And if you keep attracting the same lessons in different bodies, this digital journal is where you break the pattern. As above, so within helps you to trace your wounds back to their origin so you can stop repeating cycles and start reclaiming your power. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Scorpio rising. So this month, your power lies in creating from desire, not from survival. March is a recalibration of creativity, joy, and long term direction. There's tension between what excites you and what feels expected, who you are creatively, and who your community thinks you are. This month is about alignment between your happiness and your obligations. You are not meant to sacrifice your creativity to maintain connection. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces, which is your 5th house. So your creative and romantic energy intensifies. Mars in your 5th house brings passion projects, romantic pursuits, bold self expression, and a desire to take risk. In Pisces, this can feel deeply emotional and intuitive. You may feel called to create from vulnerability rather than performance. This is heart led action. Stop waiting for permission. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is happening in your 11th house. So, this brings a karmic shift in friendships or your long term goals. This eclipse may close a chapter involving a friend group, an audience, a collective vision, or a dream that no longer excites you. You may realize you've been holding on to something out of loyalty rather than alignment. The question is, does this future still feel alive or just familiar? Let evolution happen. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your 6th house. So your daily life gets serious. Venus activating your 6th house is asking you to examine health habits, energy management, work dynamics, and service patterns. With this being conjunct Saturn and Neptune, illusions are dissolving around burnout or imbalance. So you may get clear about work boundaries, end an unsustainable routine, commit to better health practices, and recognize where you are overgiving. You are learning that devotion should not equal depletion. On March 11th, Jupiter in Cancer goes direct. So, with this happening in your ninth house, expansion resumes when it comes to your worldview. So, you may feel inspired to travel, begin studying something new, launch a teaching platform, or experience spiritual growth. This is optimism returning. Your perspective widens, and with it, so do your possibilities. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is a creative rebirth. Be sure to set intentions around any artistic projects, romance, reconnecting with your joy, and inner child healing. This is not about practicality, it's about pleasure with purpose. Allow yourself to create something just because it lights you up. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season begins. So, this is happening across your fifth and sixth houses. Clarity returns to any creative plans and work decisions. Aries season activates your sixth house. So, this is bringing focus to productivity and structure. So, you may organize your workflow, clarify your health goals, refine a creative project, or address workplace tension. This is creative discipline. Inspiration meets execution. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, since this is happening across your fifth and ninth houses, this is an expansive creative momentum. You are supported in launching a passion project, traveling for inspiration, sharing your work publicly, or taking a romantic risk. When you act from joy, growth follows. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, with this being your seventh house, partnership stabilizes. Venus in your seventh enhances romantic harmony, contract negotiations, relationship healing, and attraction of aligned partners. So, after clarifying your joy and your routine earlier in the month, relationships will now feel more grounded and reciprocal. You attract differently when you are aligned. Some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is to first choose joy intentionally. Schedule time for creativity like it's non negotiable. Next is to reassess friendships honestly. Growth may require recalibration. Next is to protect your energy at work. Boundaries are not selfish, they're strategic. Next is to explore something new spiritually or intellectually. This month, expansion fuels your creativity. And finally, be bold in love. Vulnerability is strength this month. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is I create from truth. My joy is sacred. I release expectations that dim my light and step into aligned expansion. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to tap that like button, hype this video, share this video, and subscribe so the stars always find you. And if you've been avoiding the parts of yourself that feel too messy, too heavy, or too complicated, my As Above, So Within digital journal takes you right into the shadow with compassion and clarity. These prompts will help you to confront what you've been suppressing so you can finally rise above it. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Sagittarius rising. So, this month, your power lies in building emotional security before chasing external success. March is a recalibration between your public life and your private foundation. With Mars and a new moon activating your fourth house of family, home, and emotional roots, and a lunar eclipse in your 10th house of career and reputation, you're navigating a powerful axis of identity. This month is asking, what does success mean if you don't feel safe inside it? You may feel tension between career demands, family responsibilities, your need for privacy, or your desire for recognition. Meanwhile, Venus is activating your fifth house conjunct Saturn and Neptune, bringing seriousness to romance, creativity, and your personal joy. This is not about abandoning ambition. It's about building a life that can hold it. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So emotions intensify at home. Mars in your fourth house may bring family tension, a desire to move or renovate, emotional defensiveness, or a confrontation of childhood patterns. In Pisces, this energy can feel nostalgic or sensitive. You may revisit old memories or unresolved dynamics. This is about reclaiming your emotional space. You deserve peace where you rest. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo happening in your 10th house. So, this is a karmic turning point in your career. Something about your professional identity shifts. This can manifest as leaving a job, completing a major project, changing how you're perceived, or realizing you've outgrown a title. This eclipse is asking, are you chasing recognition or living your purpose? Your public image evolves when your inner life stabilizes. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune. Venus activating your fifth house brings attraction, passion, and artistic energy. Conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this isn't a fleeting moment, it's defining. So you may commit to a creative project, clarify romantic intentions, release a fantasy based connection, or mature emotionally in love. This is joy with structure, not chaos, not confusion, conscious creation. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer, which is in your eighth house. So financial and emotional expansion resumes. So you may receive support, heal a vulnerability, reassess shared finances, or experience intimacy growth. This is depth that feels empowering, not stabilizing. Trust where you're merging. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is bringing a fresh start at home. Set intentions around your living situation, emotional boundaries, family healing, and creating sanctuary. This is about designing a space that feels safe and aligned. This energy is helping you to build outward from inner security. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season starts. So clarity returns to home and creative decisions. Aries season activates your fifth house. So, this is bringing fire back to passion, romance, and visibility. So, you may feel playful again, launch a creative project, experience romantic momentum, or reclaim your confidence. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, since this is happening across your fourth and eighth houses, emotional courage begins to align with your financial growth. So, this is a powerful energy for healing any family dynamics, investing in property, deep conversations, and releasing resentment. When you create emotional stability, abundance flows more naturally. And finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So your daily life softens. Venus in your sixth house enhances health routines, workplace relationships, and productivity with ease. After a month of emotional and career recalibration, this brings grounding. Consistency becomes attractive. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to strengthen your home base. Clean, redecorate, or address unresolved family tension. Next is to define success on your own terms. Don't chase validation over alignment. Next is to get serious about a creative pursuit. Treat it like it matters, because it does. Next is to address shared financial agreements honestly. Transparency creates peace. And finally, build daily routines that support your nervous system. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: I build from stability, not pressure. My home is my power source, and my joy is structured, sacred, and aligned. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, hit that like button, hype this video, share this video with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more star-powered clarity. And if you're at a crossroads and need more than surface level advice, a private session with me gives you the clarity your soul's been asking for. The link to book your one-on-one with me is below, so be sure to check it out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Capricorn rising. So, this month, your power lies in speaking with conviction, even when it disrupts the old story. March is a powerful reset of your voice, your beliefs, and your foundation. With Mars and a new moon activating your third house of communication and mindset, and a lunar eclipse in your ninth house of belief systems and long term vision, you're being asked to upgrade the way you think and speak about your life. At the same time, Venus activating your fourth house, conjunct Saturn and Neptune, brings serious clarity to home, family, and emotional security. This is not surface level change. This is rewriting your narrative, releasing outdated beliefs, redefining what home means, and speaking from authority instead of conditioning. You are not meant to carry beliefs you've outgrown. You are meant to author a new chapter. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces, which is your third house. Mars in your third house brings direct communication, mental restlessness, important conversations, and a desire to speak your truth. In Pisces, your words carry emotional depth. So you may feel compelled to address something you've been avoiding. Be mindful of tone, but don't silence yourself. Clarity is power this month. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is your ninth house. So, this is a karmic shift in belief or direction. Something you once believed deeply may no longer resonate. So, this could manifest as letting go of a long term plan, ending an educational pursuit, shifting spiritual practices, or releasing a rigid worldview. The ninth house governs your guiding philosophy. So, something here is evolving. You're not abandoning your path, you're refining it. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune in your fourth house. So, home and emotional security come into focus. Venus activating your fourth house brings softness, but conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this is serious emotional clarity. So, you may address a family dynamic, get real about a living situation, set boundaries with relatives, or commit to creating emotional stability. Illusions dissolve around what security truly means. And you're learning that peace isn't inherited, it's built. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer in your seventh house. So, this means that partnership expansion resumes. If relationships or contracts have stalled, forward movement returns. So, you may feel more optimistic about love, experience relational growth, finalize an agreement, or attract supportive connections. This is balanced expansion. You don't have to do everything alone. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces in your third house. So, this is a fresh communication reset. Set intentions around speaking confidently, content creation, learning something new, or healing mental self doubt. This is a beautiful time to launch a writing project, podcast, or course. Your words carry impact. Use them intentionally. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season begins. So, this is going to be across your third and fourth houses. Mental fog will begin to lift. Conversations that were delayed will move forward. Aries season activates your fourth house. So, this is bringing energy to home, property, and any emotional matters. So, you may make a housing decision, address family tension, redefine personal boundaries, and focus on emotional grounding. When your foundation stabilizes, your ambition strengthens. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, this is happening across your third and seventh houses. This is powerful communication alignment. So, you are supported in negotiating, signing contracts, having defining relationship talks, and collaborating successfully. When you speak honestly, expansion follows. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus, which is your fifth house. So, Venus in your fifth house enhances creativity, confidence, pleasure, and romance. So, after a month of serious recalibration, this energy feels grounding and sensual. This is about you knowing that you're allowed to enjoy what you've built. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is to first Journal your beliefs. What are you still carrying that doesn't reflect who you are now? Next is to have the conversation. Avoidance will feel heavier than honesty. Next is to invest in your home space. Rearranging your environment can shift your emotional clarity. Next is to lean into partnership support. Jupiter direct wants collaboration. And finally, create something that feels joyful without monetizing it immediately. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: my voice is powerful. My foundation is intentional. I release outdated beliefs and build my future from truth. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to like this video if your chart feels seen, send this to someone who needs it, hype this video, and subscribe for your next cosmic reality check. And if you've been feeling triggered, emotional, or out of control, you're not spiraling, you're awakening. My As Above, So Within digital journal guides you into the shadows you've outgrown and the power you've been too afraid to claim. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Aquarius rising. So, this month, your power lies in valuing yourself enough to stop negotiating your worth. March is a recalibration of money, intimacy, and self worth. With Mars and a new moon activating your second house of income and value, and a lunar eclipse in your eighth house of shared resources and emotional entanglement, you're being asked to redefine what is yours and what is not. This is financial, this is emotional, this is energetic. This month, ask: are you speaking like someone who knows their worth or someone who's still trying to prove it? You are stepping into self trust that doesn't require validation. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces, which is your second house. So financial drive intensifies. Mars in your second house can bring motivation to increase your income, impulse spending, tension around money, or a desire to assert your value. In Pisces, your finances may feel emotionally tied to your sense of security. This is about acting from confidence, not scarcity. Be strategic, not reactive. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is your eighth house. So, a karmic closing around shared resources or emotional merging comes with this energy. So, this eclipse may trigger ending a financial dependency, closing a debt chapter, releasing a toxic attachment, or letting go of control. The eighth house is about deep entanglement. Something here is purging. You are reclaiming your power. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction to both Saturn and Neptune. Venus activating your third house brings finesse to communication, but conjunct Saturn and Neptune, this is about dissolving illusions in how you speak and think. So you may set clearer boundaries in conversations. End a confusing communication dynamic. Commit to a content or writing project, or realize how self talk has shaped your reality. This is mental maturity. Speak like someone who believes in themselves. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. So, with this being in your sixth house, work and health expansion resumes. So, if routines or job growth has felt slow, movement returns. So, you may receive new responsibilities, improve health habits, feel more productive, or experience a work related opportunity. This is grounded growth. Consistency becomes profitable. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, this is a money reset. So, set intentions around income goals, pricing your services, financial independence, and self worth alignment. This is about planting seeds for abundance rooted in self trust. Stop underestimating what you bring to the table. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season begins. Clarity returns to financial decisions. Mercury direct is helping to untangle any confusion around money or contracts. Aries season activates your third house, which brings bold communication. So you may rebrand messaging, have a defining conversation, launch content, or pitch an idea. Confidence is magnetic for you this month. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So this is happening across your second and sixth houses. So this means that work and income align beautifully. So you are supported in negotiating, launching a service, improving your workflow, or increasing your earnings. When your habits reflect your value, expansion feels natural. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus, which is your fourth house. So this means that your home life stabilizes. So Venus in your fourth house enhances emotional grounding, family harmony, living space upgrades, and a desire for comfort. After a month of financial and mental recalibration, this brings peace. With this energy, you're able to build wealth from stability. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to raise your financial standards. If you feel underpaid or undervalued, adjust accordingly. Next is to audit shared financial ties honestly. Clear what feels heavy. Next is to rewrite limiting beliefs about money. Your words shape your wealth. Next is to refine daily routines to support growth. Jupiter direct rewards consistency. And finally, invest in your home environment for emotional grounding. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: my worth is non negotiable. I speak with confidence, act with intention, and build abundance from self trust. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, your 3-second ritual: like this video, hype this video, share it, and subscribe to keep this energy coming your way. And if you've been carrying emotions you can't name, As above, so within is where you'll finally give them language. This digital prompt journal guides you through your chart so you can understand what's shifting and what you're meant to release. All of my offerings are linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Pisces rising. So, this month, your power lies in choosing yourself without apology. March is personal, intensely personal. With Mars and a new moon activating your first house of identity and a lunar eclipse in your seventh house of relationships, you are stepping into a new version of yourself while relational dynamics recalibrate around you. This is an identity shift. You may feel more assertive, more visible, less tolerant of imbalance, or ready to redefine how others engage with you. At the same time, Venus is activating your second house conjunct Saturn and Neptune, and this is asking you to get serious about your value system, especially financially and emotionally. This month is about embodiment. You are no longer blending into the background of your own life. Starting on March 2nd, Mars enters Pisces. So energy surges through you. Mars in your first house brings increased drive, physical vitality, irritability, and courage. So you may feel more impatient with stagnation or people who drain you. This is personal power activating. But in Pisces, your power must be grounded in clarity, not escapism. Be sure you act intentionally. On March 3rd, we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo. So, this is bringing a karmic turning point in relationships. This eclipse may bring a relationship ending, a defining conversation, realization about imbalance, or clarity about what you want. The seventh house reflects how others meet you. As you change, relationships must adjust. You are no longer available for dynamics that require self abandonment. On March 6th, Venus enters Aries and immediately makes a conjunction with Saturn and Neptune. So, this means that self worth gets serious. Venus activating your second house brings a focus to money and value. So, conjunct Saturn and Neptune, illusions begin to dissolve. So, you may set firmer financial boundaries, raise your standards, reevaluate spending, or realize your generosity has been exploited. You are learning that kindness without boundaries is self neglect. On March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. So, with this happening in your fifth house, joy and happiness expands. You may feel more playful, reconnect with your inner child, experience romantic growth, or reignite a passion project. This is heart led expansion. Allow yourself pleasure without guilt. On March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So, of course, this is your personal reset. Set intentions around identity, your appearance, personal goals, and confidence. This is a rebirth moment. You are not who you were last year. Claim the upgrade. On March 20th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces and Aries season begins. So, this is happening across your first and second houses. Mental clarity returns. Decisions feel sharper. Communication improves. Aries season activates your second house, and this is bringing a focus to money and resources. So, you may make a bold financial move, negotiate, redefine priorities, or speak about your needs clearly. You are stabilizing your independence. On March 22nd, Mars in Pisces makes a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So, with this happening across your first and fifth houses, this is beautiful momentum. Your confidence and your happiness are in alignment. So, you are supported in launching something personal, showing up boldly, or leading creatively. So, when you move from authenticity, expansion follows naturally. Finally, on March 30th, Venus enters Taurus, which is your third house. Your voice softens but also strengthens with this energy. Venus in your third house enhances marketing, conversation with siblings, writing, and any form of communication. So, after a deeply personal month, this energy brings grounded expression. You articulate your value clearly under this influence. Now, some of the best ways for you to work with the energy this month is first to prioritize yourself unapologetically. This month is about embodiment. Next is to redefine relationship standards. If it doesn't honor your growth, release it. Next is to raise your financial baseline. Charge appropriately. Spend intentionally. Next is to do something symbolic for your rebirth. So, this could be getting a haircut, a photo shoot, new wardrobe, or a new routine. And finally, let yourself enjoy life. Jupiter direct in your fifth house wants happiness, not guilt. A great affirmation for you for the month of March is: I choose myself fully. My presence is powerful. My worth is clear. And my relationships reflect the respect I now embody. Be sure to let me know how the energy of March is showing up for you in the comments below. And of course, be sure to tap that like button, share the vibes with your friends, hype this video, and subscribe so the stars always find you. And if you're ready to see yourself clearly for the first time, be sure to book a one-on-one with me. One session can shift how you see your entire life. Plus, I have over 10 different session types, so you can customize to whatever you're working through. All of my links for my offerings are listed in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching.